Welcome to Turkey, which makes a return to the WRC calendar after a year's absence. But this will be a whole new experience for the drivers, with the rally moving to the stunning city of Istanbul. And it's a dramatic start, with the opening ceremony taking place between the Hagia Sophia Museum and the Blue Mosque. American Ken Block is thrilled to be back after missing out on the last round in Jordan. And the Turkish fans are just as excited to catch a glimpse of their heroes. And it's six-time world champion Sebastian Loeb, two-time winner of the Old Rally of Turkey, who will again be favourite for top honours. The event is actually based on the Asian side of Istanbul, as are all the stages, which run to the northeast of Rally HQ. The only foray into Europe comes at the ceremonial start in the historical Sultan Ahmet Square. It's been a unique day for the crews crossing the Bosphorus Strait by ferry on their way to the opening ceremony. This did provide a chance for the drivers to contemplate the challenges ahead in what's effectively a brand new rally to one and all.
Quite a lot of asphalt actually on the stages, pretty high speed, and just made the chicanes on a straight line to slow everybody down. And some of the stages, especially Saturdays, is very rough. So we'll see how the cars will cope with it. I mean, for sure the teams knows and the other drivers that how fast you can go through the big stones, but I don't really have the experience a lot. And we just try to make the best out of it, and hopefully with a little bit luck don't have any punches.
Well, I think the stages are very fast, with generally it's wide, but it's completely new, so it's not easy, and it's a lot of gravel in some places. Some places is a bit too much, some big stones on the road, so it will be difficult for the tires. But yeah.
It will be a big challenge for everybody because we have a different surface, and obviously we have tarmac stage, we have a very tough stage with a big rock, so it will be very difficult for the car. So we have to manage with that and to finish the rally.
It's a new rally, that's always a challenge with the base notes, and it's very fast and rough, so it's quite easy to have a puncture, so you need a bit of a luck to survive without any problems.
Loeb's Jordan win sees him lead the championship by 25 points, but he'll again find it tough leading from the front.
I think it will not be an advantage for sure. I don't know how bad it can be. We don't have any experience here, so it looks quite okay, but I think we have some time to lose.
Mikko Hirvonen made a massive mistake in Jordan and needs a really good result here in Turkey.
We just have to win. I mean, that's the only goal we have. Sebastian is now 31 points ahead, so if we wanna stay in the championship fight, we definitely have to start winning rallies.
So an interesting challenge ahead, and there's more, because coming up, Ken Block returns to the fold for his second WRC event after a torrid opener in Mexico. We'll take a look at how difficult it is for up-and-coming drivers to win in the WRC. Day 2 here in Turkey provides the first proper day of mixed surface stages for many years. The drivers talk us through the challenges they face when encountering both gravel and tarmac in a stage. Tactics played a massive part in the outcome of Rally Jordan, and the teams and the FIA give us their thoughts on the misgivings in the Middle East. Plus there's all the thrills and spills from the new-look Rally of Turkey. But before we join the action, let's see how the drivers will line up on the first stage. Loeb will once again lead from the front, having opened up a 25-point lead over his nearest rival, and that's now Latvala after his superb second place in Jordan. Hirvonen's mistake there meant he scored no points and is now 31 behind Loeb. Petter Solberg follows Hirvonen just 2 points adrift of the Finn. Sebastian Ogier starts 5th with Danny Sordo 6th. Behind them are the Stobart drivers Henning Solberg and Matthew Wilson. Federico Valagra's 9th, followed by Kimi Räikkönen, who scored his first ever WRC points in Jordan. Ken Block brings up the tail, and he'll be hoping to register some points of his own here in Turkey. And here are the drivers out near the start of the first stage. World champion Loeb taking the time to clean his windscreen. It's also a time for the crews to go through any last-minute checks and to warm up and focus the mind on the job ahead. Ogier warms his tyres for the day ahead, and this is what's coming up. It's the shortest day of the event at a total race distance of 98 kilometres. The challenging Dalek is the first of 4 morning stages. All 4 are repeated in the afternoon. Stage 4, repeated as 8, could prove to be the fastest of the weekend and has a couple of big jumps. The day finishes with a super special for the fans in the heart of Istanbul. Sebastian Loeb will be the first to tackle the 15.5 kilometres of the Dalek section. Round 4 of the WRC is go. An exciting challenge here in Turkey. A hard-packed gravel surface and some incredibly quick roads to get us started. Some areas covered in a layer of loose gravel, though Loeb will struggle for grip at times as the first car on the road. Also, plenty of these blind crests. The first draft of pace notes will need to be completely accurate.
150 mètres. Pour ceci, plus serre gauche et frein pour 150 mètres. Gauche droite 140, vraiment pas court, coup de bon.
Seb really committed over that small jump. Despite the rough conditions, a lot of these roads are very quick and flowing. Petter Solberg takes the lead by claiming the fastest time in stage 1, but with the split times from his rivals not being received in stage 2, Petter backs off and slips from 1st to 6th. The Norwegian responds well, though. A blistering time in this flat-out stage 4 has put him right back into contention.
That's the stage for guys with big balls. I can tell you, bloody hell. That is, it's fast, very fast, and some of the quests there, guys, I'm telling you, it's extraordinary, you know.
Mikko Hirvonen really flying through here. He's already playing catch-up in the driver's standings. The pressure beginning to build on the Finn, approaching one of these blind crests here. A bit too much speed over there for Mikko, proving again how important the pace notes are. After briefly taking over the lead, he later slips back to 3rd.
Okay, I was a bit sissy on this stage in few places, so it's so fast. I shouldn't be flat out in few places, but next time then.
Well, Hirvonen thinks he's been driving like a sissy. Sebastian Ogier has been very committed in these early stages. His 4th car on the road, he's having to take evasive action to avoid the rocks that are being dragged out by the earlier runners. But this has been a good morning so far for Sebastian. A huge jump, and Ogier becomes the 3rd rally leader in as many stages. With less than 8 seconds separating the leading 6 cars after stage 3, there's no chance to back off, despite the at times hazardous conditions. Jari-Matti Latvala has opted for a slightly more cautious approach, and you can see why. Just look at these stones. This is one of the repaired sections of road, and it's incredibly rough. After running 2nd early on, Ford's number 2 has slipped to 6th. Citroën Works team's number 2 driver, Dani Sordo, is also very much in the mix. With the 3rd fastest time through Harley, the Spaniard takes 2nd from Hirvonen. A good start for Sordo, but further back it's been a disastrous one for Henning Solberg. He's stranded at the roadside after hitting a tree stump and breaking his steering arm in stage 1. His day over almost before it's begun.
I didn't see anything, I just felt that the steering arm just braked and knock. So, but I was looking up there before, and I think it was I cannot see, but I think they have cut the road with the tree stump. So maybe that is the reason.
So the all-new Turkish rally has claimed its first victim, and Kimi Räikkönen is understandably sticking with his safety-first approach after claiming his first championship points in Jordan. Citroën Junior's rally-loving F1 star is 17 seconds slower than the early leader in stage 1. American stunt driving Supremo Ken Block is back for his 2nd outing in a World Rally car on Turkey's challenging roads.
Right 3 minus short, into left 3 minus the left, opens 32.
Big whack to the side of the Focus there.
In, entry left 5, opens and tightens 4.
And he's off the road.
What was it? The right 3 minus short, there was a cut.
Well, co-driver Alex Gelsomino pointing out there was a cut in the pace notes, but whatever the cause, they've also smashed their steering arm, and that looks like another frustrating early finish for the Californian.
Came into a right 3 right up here, and was just on the inside of the corner, trying to drive through the corner nice and quick, and on the inside of the corner was a little stump that was sticking out just a little bit, and I was just a little bit too inside and clipped the stump, and it jerked the wheel very hard out of my hands, and in that jerk it broke the steering arm.
Wasn't the most spectacular moment so far, though. That accolade has to go to Ukrainian privateer Alexander Saluk. A big jump, but it completely sheared off his front left wheel and bounced off down the road after him. A bold start to the day from Sébastien Ogier, who's leading at the moment, but Henning Solberg and Ken Block's mistakes have demonstrated how the smallest error can prove so costly. It just goes to show why rallying is such a tough sport to succeed in. Kimi Räikkönen and Ken Block are two big names to have joined the WRC this season, and with them came great expectations, but both have had tricky starts to the season.
I'm just giddy still about being in the car and getting down the road, still driving a bit too sideways because it's just so much fun, but at the same time too, I know like sort of what it takes to get to where they're at, and you know, this is only my second event, and even to be able to compare my times with those guys, it's just amazing.
Räikkönen crashed in Mexico, then followed that with his first points in Jordan, but the Finn is pretty realistic about his chances.
It's so much different to anything else than it just takes time, and you need a lot of experience to go fast. And I mean, unfortunately on this sport you only get experience when you're driving more and do more rallies, so it will take time.
So what are the key ingredients to success in the WRC?
A good car, a good team, and then it's, I think the most part of the drive is a question of feeling, of precise notes, experience. It's a lot of things.
Rallying, it's so many things, you know, over a year, you know, it's 13 different rallies and 13 different surfaces, even if it's gravel. On 10 of them, it's different gravel.
I think it's impossible to win a rally and even to be able to fight with the best world driver without experience, for sure.
They just need to get the experience of the pace notes, and that's going to take a time. It's not going to happen in 1 year, maybe not even 2 years, but for sure, if they really commit for many years, you know, they do have a chance as well.
If you look at how Kimi Räikkönen is doing this year, I mean, we all know that Kimi's a world champion, but rallying is more about, you know, you've got somebody sat beside you who's actually guiding you on your route. And the whole thing really from my side is about experience and working with your co-driver, coming up with a system that, you know, driver and co-driver have got 100% confidence in.
How do you explain the steepness of this learning curve?
Well, the steepness is due to the extremely high level of Mr. Loeb and Mr. Hirvonen and the other guys. And that's what a lot of people don't realize, that the talent level at the top of the WRC is incredible. I truly think that these guys are in the top 4 or 5 of the world of drivers. So, you know, for a guy like me or even Kimi to jump in and think that we can compete at top level, it's just completely unrealistic.
It's been a bruising start for Ken Block, and there's plenty of spectacular action still to come. Welcome back to the Rally of Turkey, where Sébastien Ogier has taken the early lead.
Hi from Rally of Turkey!
It's a chance to refresh and repair in the sunshine next at the impressive service park on the seafront in Pendik, just down the coast from the centre of Istanbul. And the drivers are soon discussing the morning stages.
It was a nice morning. I really enjoyed the stage 3, so I'm confident for this afternoon.
I saw you talking to Sebastian Loeb there. It seemed you were thanking him for pulling the rocks onto the road for you.
Yeah, I think he tried to do it. It's the game. When you are in front, you have a disadvantage to clean, so they try to give us another disadvantage.
It's very tricky in some places. A lot of bad rocks, and some of the crests that we're coming over flat. It's turning a little bit, and sometimes it's really tricky. So, but it's for me, it's been a perfect morning. I'm in a good position, so no more than this. Keep fourth for tomorrow or third, it will be perfect.
It's pretty close with everybody, and you know, such short and fast stages, so it's very close. And when it's so fast, it's not really cleaning on some of the stages, or it doesn't make such a big difference. So actually, we're gonna have a very close fight through the whole weekend.
After service, the crews have moved straight on to the afternoon loop. Sébastien Ogier is fighting his more experienced rivals on a level playing field on this event's first appearance in the WRC, and he's taking full advantage. Keep an eye on his in-car telemetry here in one of the fastest sections of this new rally. A top speed of 174 kilometers an hour. After winning stages 5 and 6, he's looking good to hold on to the lead. And absolutely flies over the jump there. Well, let's take another look at that jump from outside the car. A slightly nose-heavy landing. That was a bit risky from the Citroën Junior driver. Ogier's not been able to relax for a second as the work Citroën of Dani Sordo is still hot on his heels. The Spaniard has managed to stay ahead of Hirvonen, and after claiming his first stage win through Bozgocha, he ends stage 8 just 2.8 seconds behind the rally leader. Sébastien Loeb didn't seem to suffer too much in road sweeping terms in the first run through these stages. It's not gravel as much as rocks that will concern the championship leader in the second pass. Seb storming across a narrow bridge here, and he surges past Petter Solberg to claim 4th in stage 5. The fight for 4th has been fiercely contested all afternoon. Jari-Matti Latvala's pace has ebbed and flowed all day, but an impressive run through stage 6 sees the Finn make up 2 positions and take 4th from Loeb. Solberg reacts to Latvala's effort immediately. The Norwegian is still at his all-action best, and with the second fastest time through stage 7, it's Petter's turn to move up 2 positions and into the ever-popular 4th spot. And he too is entertaining the crowd at this spectacular jump. But world champion Loeb isn't done yet. He's only 1.7 seconds behind Latvala after stage 7, and putting in one more charge to the day 1 finish, he relegates the Finn another position and moves up to 5th in the process. Currently running in 7th as the crews run through the final few stages of day 1 is Federico Villagra. The Argentine wins the award for the most spectacular jump of the afternoon, even giving Alexander Saluk a run for his money with that effort. Looking at it again from inside the car, it must have been a heart-stopping moment for Federico and new co-driver Jose Diaz. There's actually an interesting 3-way battle developing for 7th. Stobart Ford's Matthew Wilson has been chasing Villagra for much of the day. But after bending his steering in stage 6, the Brit is beginning to lose some momentum in the afternoon stages.
Slight right 20, right 5. 20, max right, okay.
With Wilson dropping back, Kimi Räikkönen moves up to 8th. At the front, Ogier's lead stands at 2.8 seconds over Dani Sordo after stage 8. Interestingly, there were no road order tactics in that stage, but following the controversial final day in Jordan, that is perhaps to be expected. Tactics have been around for some time, but at the last round they became a massive part of the rally, with the teams using them on all 3 days. There are mixed feelings about the use of them, but there is at least a desire to find a solution.
I think, like any sport, there's tactics in it. But if you look at the last day in Jordan, I think, you know, it did go beyond what we would see as tactics to win fair and square.
I am here to win, so what do you want me to do? So we just spoke with Malcolm before. In any case, whatever it happens, we will not point in advance anymore. And Malcolm is agreed for that.
Sébastien Ogier was hit the hardest in Jordan as Citroën sacrificed him to give Loeb a better road position.
Nothing to say. No commentaire. No comment. I was in fight for the victory for my first time, and I had to stop. It's always big frustrating, but okay, it's maybe a bad moment to pass, and but as well a good investment for me for the future.
For myself, as I told every time, the best solution is like in world ski downhill, and the one who is leading the championship just before the race said I want to start maybe 5, maybe 7, I don't know.
We have to be very mindful that why it changed from that in the first place, because the rallies were so predictable. You could predict basically the first 3, first 5 positions at the end of Friday night, and as much as that would eliminate all the stuff that goes on now, then ultimately I really genuinely believe that would not be the right answer for rallying as a whole.
What we saw in Jordan was an exceptional display of the whole thing. So at the moment there are regulations there, sporting regulations, about bringing sport into disrepute. We've reminded all the teams that exists, so that will be our management tool, if you like, for this year. And we'll look at the rules and introduce a specific rule to cover it into the future.
There's a police escort through town for the drivers next, on their way to the Super Special. With the rally based in Istanbul for the first time, it's a spectacular setting for the final stage of the opening day. For the drivers, a chance to relax and catch up after a hectic start to the rally. And with the arrival of the world's best drivers in the heart of this ancient city, thousands of fans have turned out to watch them. And the frontrunners become interested spectators as they watch the first cars take on the twisty 2-kilometre circuit. Eventually, the world's leading drivers are into action to entertain the crowd, who certainly seem impressed with the WRC's first visit to Istanbul. Ogier gained more time on Sordo through the Super Special stage to finish the day with a lead of 5.5 seconds. Kiervinen still third, with Petter Solberg fourth, Loeb fifth, and Latvala rounding off the top 6. It's been a great start for Sébastien Ogier, but this new-look Rally of Turkey is about to bare its teeth. The brutal second day follows. Welcome back. Rally Turkey's moved to Istanbul with a population of almost 13 million. It's the 5th largest city in the world and also the only one to straddle 2 continents, with the West in Europe and the East in Asia. Istanbul boasts an incredibly rich and diverse history and some of the most stunning architecture to be seen in Europe. Topkapi Palace is one that takes the breath away, as is the Grand Bazaar, which is one of the largest and most colourful markets in the world, while the Blue Mosque and the Hagia Sophia certainly impressed the drivers at the start ceremony. Action taking place to the northeast of the city. This is what lies ahead. Day 2 is the longest of the rally at 146 kilometres and is the first for many years that includes stages run on both tarmac and gravel. Stage 10, rerun as 14, actually starts with 13 kilometres of asphalt, but it's Riva that's the longest of the rally and could cause the most problems with punctures. It will certainly be a huge test. So it could be a pivotal day with big sections of tarmac intermingled with gravel, driving in cars completely set up for the loose stuff.
Gravel tires on tarmac is not exactly the best combination for grip.
Yeah, that's challenging. We don't have brakes for these surfaces, and yeah, but we have to do it.
It's very important that you have a right rhythm for the driving, and the rhythm changes are quite big, you know, from going from tarmac to gravel.
For us, it's always a big challenge to be competitive on the both surface. But okay, it's the same for everybody. We will see.
Just to add to the difficulty, the Riva stage is the longest and by far the roughest of the rally and could pose a real threat with some huge rocks lying in wait.
It's very fast, big rocks in the middle of the road, and you can just stay flat out and hope you don't break anything.
It's going to be like driving 170 kph over with just over big rocks like this.
Even on that stage, one of my notes to myself is be prepared to change a flat.
That will be very bad. I believe there is thousands of trucks been up there putting big stones in the road. I think everybody, or a lot of people will come into a lot of surprises, you know.
Second time through there's going to be deep ruts and, you know, any car can just pull massive rocks on the road.
It's just a stage to destroy your car. It's for Dakar car.
An intriguing day ahead then, and with the first 13.5 kilometres of Gotch Bailey being tarmac, tyre choice and the best setup compromise to tackle the asphalt will be key this morning. And it seems there are already different opinions on which is the right way to go.
Me and Nico went new tires, and Jari Matti went scrub tires, so it's a little bit like this, but you have to look after all the stages than just the first one now, so we will see.
I start to have a old one on the front to start the day, and 2 new spare to put after, because after we have a long stage on big rocks, so it's a difficult choice. We are not sure it's a good choice, but we will see.
It's a lot of tarmac in the first stage, and we know that normally all tires are a bit better on tarmac, so we decided to take this choice.
We were thinking exactly the same, but it's a lot of kilometers on the gravel after and big rocks, and I go actually a little bit more for safety than going for the maximum performance. But for this next one, this will be much faster, definitely.
So Sébastien Ogier heads off first, having opted for 2 used tyres on the front of the car to help him find grip on the tarmac section. With the C4 essentially set up to drive on gravel, it will feel very loose on these fast asphalt roads. But the Frenchman copes well with the difficult conditions to maintain his lead out front over the morning loop. Car looks a bit unstable on the tarmac, but he'll hope those used tyres get up to temperature quickly to help him find grip. Petter Solberg, as we heard, has opted for all new tyres in the morning loop, and his safety first choice seems to have been inspired. Petter wins the opening mixed stage. Quick change of the pace notes there. He takes another brave decision by saving his 2 new spare tyres for the epic Riva stage. As expected, it's incredibly rocky, and he wins this one as well and moves up to second. Using Virtual Spectator, we can analyse how Petter Solberg's decision to use new tyres may have helped him in the mixed surface stage 10. As they hit the start of the gravel section at 14 kilometres, the Norwegian is actually 3 seconds slower than Ogier after the tarmac. But by the time they've passed through the gravel, the fresh rubber has proved decisive. Petter's made up 3.5 seconds on the rally leader over the final 5 kilometres to win the stage. Mikko Hirvonen was another driver to select fresh rubber for the second morning. Ford's number 1 also benefits, winning stage 11 and passes Danny Sordo on the leaderboard. The Finn is later surprised to discover that some of the roughest sections of day 2 have been regraded since the recce, and unable to trust his pace notes as a result, he's forced to back off through the second pair of stages, and he's none too happy about it.
After the recce, they've been on the stage and creating gravel banks inside of the corners. So there was, especially in the beginning, many corners where I had cut in the notes and very fast notes. And now when they created that gravel bank, I couldn't cut and my notes were completely wrong. So we don't have a clue now how the next stage is. If they've been there as well, the whole thing should be cancelled.
Strong words from Hirvonen. Sébastien Loeb was another to select scrubbed front tyres, but it doesn't pay off for the world champion either. With much of the tarmac sections becoming very dirty, it leaves the C4 feeling unbalanced. Citroen's number 1 replaces the scrubbed tyres for fresh rubber before stage 13, the second fastest through and up to 4th overall. Jari-Matti Latvala starts 6th after a cautious approach to the day 1 stages. This is a fast section of tarmac. Oh, a bit too fast here. A full roll for Latvala. He's ended up with the car on its roof. After his steady start to the rally, what on earth happened there? Well, taking another look from inside, you can see the moment he loses the slide. From then on, he's a passenger. They do eventually get the focus back onto the stage. But with a broken turbo pipe, he can only crawl through whilst the other cars catch and pass him. Not the start Jari was hoping for.
I had in my notes like flat right over the crest, and I went flat out as the note was saying, but it was tightening a little bit, and it started to go sideways, and it looked that I can take it back, but there was a little bank, and it hit the bank and moved the front to the ditch, and then it basically had a little impact and then roll over.
Well, looking at Latvala's entry into the corner compared to Loeb and Ogier, you can see he's over 14 kilometers an hour faster into the corner, and there's just no way Jari-Matti can keep his car on the road. It goes to show that even the experienced drivers can misjudge their notes. Kimi Räikkönen is obviously no stranger to racing on tarmac, but he is a stranger to racing it in a car set up for gravel. All the same, the former Ferrari star's split times were very impressive through the asphalt sections of day 2. But once on the gravel, he's not as comfortable, and it shows. Kimi, though, passes Federico Villagra and into the top 6. Matt Wilson has a lot more experience than Kimi and was battling the Finn for 6th.
60.
But he also spins, proving just how tricky these stages are.
Whoa.
Henning Solberg's returned under the Super Rally rules after breaking his steering on the opening stage. He's looking to get some experience of this new rally. But he too is caught out again. That's a big spin, but he is at least able to continue. This is where we stand after the morning loop. Ogier still heads the field by 10.9 seconds over Solberg, who's passed Hirvonen to claim 2nd. Loeb and Storday have also swapped places, but there's still only 15.2 seconds separating the top 5. After a tough morning's rallying, next is service back at Pendik and a chance to analyse the morning's tyre choices.
The decision you made with the tyres this morning to have scrub tyres at the front, was that the right decision?
Not a wrong one, but not the good one, because yeah, it was impossible to take the advantage from these whole tires, because the rear of the car slide a lot. But okay, it was not a very wrong choice, and this afternoon we try to do a better choice.
I don't know what is the right road position for tomorrow. It depends on the weather, it depends on a few things. So at the moment I will just try to push. Because waiting is nice, but if you wait too long, then you cannot come back. So for the moment, I'm not waiting anything. I'm just trying to make up my gap, and I cannot do it.
If it's raining tomorrow, first on the road is good. If it's dry tomorrow, second on the road is better.
So what are you going to do then? Are you going to try and hold back then and wait for a lower position on the road tomorrow?
While the leaders discuss their tactics for the afternoon, there is work to be done over at the Ford service area. After the bruising rocks of the morning stages, Mikko Hirvonen's rear differential has to be replaced. And Jari-Matti Latvala's focus unsurprisingly needs a fair amount of work after his roll. The Finn even gets stuck into the repairs himself. Malcolm Wilson insists his crews are trained back at base for this very situation. Jari-Matti and co-driver Mika Anttila clearly know exactly what's required of them.
They basically changed all the transmission on Mikko's car, all the suspension, plus tidied the bodywork up, so that was an impressive job. And then of course everybody saw the extent of Jari's damage, and the car went out looking not too bad considering.
It's already been a fascinating day in these challenging roads above Istanbul, and the crews are soon on their way to the afternoon loop. With the scrub tyre experiment not working in the morning, all drivers have selected new tyres for these stages. Can Sébastien Ogier maintain his impressive momentum?
Sur léger ciel à fond 100 mètres, droite 140 à fond, 80 mètres, attention gros frein avant droite 143, moins glisse, qui comme 130 plus.
Oh, but what's that? He's off the road.
Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé là?
Looking at the replay, you can see something fly off the front left of the car. His tyre has completely exploded. He's no choice but to stop and change it, and Ogier's hopes of a maiden victory are in tatters. Sébastien Loeb, meanwhile, has been building up his speed to breathtaking levels on these treacherous roads. He storms past Petter Solberg, and with Ogier dropping back, it's the world champion who leads the rally. There is no sign of road order tactics from Loeb either. Seb keeps pedal to the metal and accepts an advantage of 16.2 seconds to take into Sunday's stages. Petter Solberg is within touching distance of his first WRC win since 2005. The former world champion has the experience to challenge at the front on the final day. He can't quite match Loeb's speed in the afternoon, but does enough to hold on to second. Former leader Ogier, though, is devastated after his tyre blowout.
Sebastian, there's an awful lot of damage to the car. 3 minutes lost in the previous stage. What happened?
Explosion of the tires and a very fast stage. I don't know why. I didn't hit anything, just in the line, but it was a big moment because it was impossible then to control the car, and I went off a little bit. Okay, it's bad luck.
Ogier's setback has, of course, elevated a number of drivers up a position. Mikko Hirvonen had slipped back to 5th. A couple of scares in this damp tarmac section in stage 16, but the Finn fights back to finish the day in 3rd place. The fight for the top spot, though, still looks likely to be a 4-way battle going into the final day. Some roads very rutted now. Dani Sordo still very much involved. Despite losing a position to Hirvonen in the afternoon, the Spaniard ends the day just over 22 seconds behind the leader in 4th. Former F1 champ Kimi Räikkönen is learning the rally trade in impressively quick fashion. He does stall at exactly the same corner in Gotch Bailey that caught him out in the morning, but he still extends his advantage over Villagra in 6th. Kimi's fellow WRC rookie Ken Block has rejoined the second day under the Super Rally rules, also in a bid to extend his rally experience. He set some impressive times in his return, but his run is cut short as he's caught out once again.
Oh, whoa, whoa. Oh no!
What happened?
We might be on through.
Petter Solberg, Mikko Hirvonen and Dani Sordo will hope they can make their superior road position count on the final day. With just 22.4 seconds separating the top 4, it's a thrilling fight to the finish in prospect. Can anyone catch the 6-time world champion, Sébastien Loeb?
It's a good battle since the start of the rally. Now we took the lead, but only for 15 seconds, so it's quite, it's not so much. And tomorrow will be a long day, road sweeping, and may not be easy.
For sure, I'm going to go flat out tomorrow and try to catch Sebastian, but good road position and 3 long stages to go, but they are very fast stages, so it's going to be difficult to make any differences over there. But you know, we have to try. We'll see how it goes. We are in a good situation now, and I think I've been controlling it and been on the pace very well. So now it's just to go even harder and faster tomorrow.
After an incredibly tough day, it's Loeb who leads here in Turkey, but with 6 stages to go and Petter Solberg and Mikko Hirvonen breathing down his neck, this is far from over. Welcome back to the 3rd and final day of the Rally of Turkey, where Sébastien Loeb holds a narrow lead. Here's what the world champion has to contend with in Sunday's route. 116 kilometres lie between the drivers and the finish. There are 3 stages to be repeated once. Madali and Balika are incredibly fast, and there's time to be made up for those drivers ready to push to the absolute limit. But the big news is that heavy overnight rain has left much of the route unpassable. With a lot of the road made of a clay base, the mud has made it impossible for safety vehicles to pass through. As a result, the opening 2 stages are cancelled.
What can we do? For sure, I have a lead. Less kilometer we have, more chance I have to keep it. But still, for the rally, it's not so good that stages are cancelled. But if they have some good reason, they have to do it for sure.
It's not only the cancelled stages that will please Loeb. The rain also means being first on the road is no longer a disadvantage. With no gravel to sweep clear, it could actually be an advantage running first, as these muddy roads could get very rutted for the following cars. Stage 20 has become the first stage run on the final day then, and Loeb is already blasting through its sweeping bends and huge jumps. And that was an absolutely massive leap. Seb seemed in the air for an age there.
The sensation in this stage is incredible. We are not jumping, we are flying. It's so fast and you have some big rest. Even you couldn't imagine you will start to fly, and you fly and you wait to land. It's some big jumps, incredible.
A spectacular stage to get the final day underway then, but with 2 stages already cancelled, Petter Solberg and the rest of the chasing pack have less kilometres to close the gap on the rally leader.
Flat long, keep into the crest, 250.
Solberg is attacking hard in the first run through Balika. He's picked up a slow puncture late on in the stage though. Big cut there from Petter.
60. Keep middle of a long crest and 6 left plus long.
But he can't quite match Loeb. He does keep the pressure on. Petter only 0.3 of a second slower. Mikko Hirvonen begins the final morning just over 17 seconds behind Loeb, desperate to close the gap to reignite his championship challenge.
300. Nyt pitäisi vähän vasemmalle usko.
Absolutely flat out at times here. Oh, but he's a bit wild there. Quite a heavy impact under the car on the road verge. Yeah, he picked up a bit of damage there. The impact has actually punched a hole in the wheel arch of his Ford Focus, and just look how much dust is in the car. With his left rear tyre also destroyed, he's going to lose a lot of time here.
Mikko, we can see what's happened, but what a mess.
I only blame myself. I came for this stage just coming to flat out to fight for the second and for the first place as well, and I just went wide. Went over a big rock and had a puncture, so my mistake, but it made a mess for sure in the car.
Hirvonen understandably disappointed, and for good reason. Dani Sordo is attacking hard through Balika's fast and flowing corners. Dani has taken advantage of the Finn's delay to gratefully accept 3rd place. He's now more than half a minute ahead of Ford's number 1. With Sordo unlikely to trouble his rally-leading teammate, it's suddenly become a 2-horse race for the rally win. Petter Solberg is still within touching distance of Loeb, but with just 3 stages remaining, can he catch the world champion?
Just don't stay on the road.
There's a quick service back at Istanbul next, and a chance for drivers to compare notes before heading back out for the final loop of stages.
Next straight before I get back to the road. Straight line.
The good news is that all 3 stages are able to run, so there's now 57 kilometres left for the crews to negotiate. It's still fairly muddy in places out there, and Dani Sordo looks to hold on to 3rd place. Running behind Dani on the road is former rally leader Sébastien Ogier.
Très vite Nico, 120 mètres. Attention, gros frein. Gauche 90 moins. 90 moins.
But someone's waving him down. Look, there's Sordo's car up ahead. And Ogier has actually hit him. Well, that was a slippery part of the road. Sordo looks like he's stuck there for some reason. Fortunately for Ogier, though, he doesn't seem to have sustained serious damage. He should now move up to 4th following Sordo's problems. And remarkably, in just his 4th rally in a World Rally Car and his 9th rally ever, Kimi Räikkönen is now up to 5th thanks to Sordo's demise. For Mikko Hyvänen, it seems the damage has already been done after his stage 20 puncture. With Sordo stranded at the side of the stage, though, the Finn can at least take the consolation of another podium finish after this bruising new Turkish event. With Loeb on course for another win, it is yet another blow to his championship hopes, though.
I started this morning hoping that we can fight for the 2nd place or for the win even, and gave it everything, but it went wrong in the morning and I lost my position, but now we're here again, so you know, that's okay.
Petter Solberg, meanwhile, has clearly not given up on pushing the rally leader right down to the finish line. Despite the at times muddy conditions, the Norwegian privateer is giving it another Solberg-style attack.
Extra long to keep middle of the crest and jump 100. 6 right long, opens.
Petter still right on the limit, but a puncture on the penultimate stage looks to have ended his charge. Unsurprisingly, after that scare, he begins to ease off the pace to make certain of 2nd place.
I've just been very calm now this afternoon. I tried this morning and I got a puncture, and then you have to be a little bit smart on this rally, if not you are finished.
So that could be it with first Hyvänen and now Solberg hitting problems. It seems Loeb could have a clear run to the finish line. Make no mistakes though, this has been another masterful display of driving from the world champion on this final day. Just to guarantee he locks out the top spot, Sebastian has been quickest in every stage so far on the last morning. Only on the final test does he give himself the luxury of backing off. It's a cruise to the finish for Loeb and co-driver Daniel Elena. That's 3 wins in a row and number 57 of his incredible record-breaking career.
So I'm really happy to win today because it was a tough battle, and even yesterday evening it was far to be finished. So we had a great fight with Petter, with Mikko, and it was really tricky. We had some very different conditions. Yesterday we had to say, okay, we decided to stay first on the road today, even if we are cleaning, and finally it was a good choice.
With the chasing pack easing off the pace, Loeb claims victory by a comfortable margin of almost a minute. Petter Solberg claims his 3rd successive podium finish, with Kimi Räikkönen finishing a creditable 5th, and a terrific comeback for Latvala, fighting his way back to 8th following his 2nd day roll. But it's Loeb who once again claims the maximum 25 points.
A nice rally, you know, really interesting. No strategy, maybe one, but it was to be flat out all the 3 days. And I think we have saw the best rally we ever saw for a long time.
The important thing is you've taken a very convincing lead in the championship.
Yeah, for sure. We have a good lead in the championship. It's, I think 40 points, so that's really great after 4 rallies. But we'll see. Last year I had a good lead at the start of the season, and finally it went a bit wrong. So we will see. I try to continue like that.
Do you have a message for Citroën?
I just keep thinking back to last year. You know, it was 5 rallies into the championship before we won an event, and we ended up losing by 1 point. It's certainly not over yet.
In the championship standings, Loeb's 3 successive wins gives him a healthy 40-point lead. Petter Solberg is up to second place, with Hirvonen just 1 point behind in third. Jari-Matti Latvala drops from second to fourth. In the Manufacturers' Championship, Ford were given a late reprieve by Sordo's exit. They only scored 1 point less than Citroën in Turkey and trail the French team by 15. And the Abu Dhabi spirit of the rally goes to female rally driver Berku Çetinkaya. After a great result saw Berku finish 12th overall as the leading Turkish driver. It's been an incredible Turkish rally, and there's a full review on WRC.com. Plus, there's a preview of the next round, which sees the crews head to the far side of the world for Rally New Zealand. And don't miss the chance to enter the competition that will see one lucky winner travelling to this stunning country. So, after a bruising encounter with the new Turkish stages, it's Sebastian Loeb who's on the top step once more. So, 3 wins out of 3 for Sebastian Loeb. Join us again in New Zealand to find out if Petter Solberg and Ford can fight back. But for now, from Istanbul, it's goodbye.